Well, that worked. We actually got that video up. Turns out I need to transfer files to my laptop and then hook up through Ethernet and upload them through Ethernet. I was just having no luck with the Wi-Fi, no matter what I tried. So anyway, I think we're onto it now. So hopefully we can get this ball rolling a bit. Anyway, today's Wednesday, I guess, whatever. I don't know what it is, 24th maybe. So I'm going to give you a tour inside the mechanical room, where all the interesting stuff goes on there with regards to solar and whatnot. Boy, using a selfie stick with a heavy video camera on the end is going to be a workout for the old forearm. Another thing I notice is every time I'm videotaping, I'm wearing the same dirty old plaid jacket. So hang on a second here. I better change that. There we go. That's much better. These are also known as a Montana tuxedo. So anyway, we'll give you a little tour here. I'm going to spin this around. So this is our mechanical room. I'll explain the roofing in a minute. By the way, I have a woodpecker pecking holes in the side of my building up here. Where is he? There he goes. He just flew off. I think from what I've read, it's the spring. It's a mating thing. Something to do with maybe the bigger noise, the bigger pecker. I don't know. Something like that. Whoops, probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, whatever. They drive me crazy. I put an owl up there. That doesn't do any good either. So anyway, this is our mechanical room. This was built to house all our various solar equipment and things. Just come in here. This is the building that's kept warm year-round. So this is where all the good solar stuff happens. Some of this is off the shelf. Some of it not. Somebody that's in a licensed installer. We're looking at a couple of these things and go, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, yeah, I know there's a few things that have to be changed. Time. So anyway, this is a solar controller here. This is what that regulates the power coming in from the. Let's see if we can get a good picture of that here. Let me turn the light on. So there, that gives us an idea. Right now we have 895 watts at 32.8 amps at 27 volts, which probably doesn't mean much to most people, but that's pretty good. That's bright sunshine, cool day, charging pretty darn good. Solar panels, a lot of people don't realize the colder it is, the better they work. The more they output. So it's all about efficiencies. Heat kills efficiency. So some of the other stuff, I mean, this unit here is that's kind of almost the heart of the system. That's my inverter that takes the 24 volts from the battery bank and converts it into regular household current. We can run anything off of that. It's a 4,000 watt inverter, so that's the equivalent of, call it, almost 3 normal household circuits. So this shows me a lot of information here. This currently tells me state of charge on my batteries is 90%. That'll be going up as we're charging at this rate right now. This unit controls all sorts of things. Automatic generator starts, whatnot. Lots of different things. My internet all comes in up here. I have a router. I've got these little controllers that allow me to control things by Wi-Fi back home, so I can start and stop the generator. I can recycle the power on the system here, because I can monitor all the different parameters as well on my battery state and everything over the internet. But if every now and then it just locks up, I can cycle the power using that. I can also use that to turn the temperature up in here before we come down. I'll show you that in a minute. These two units, I used to work for Platinum Control Technologies, building burner management systems for the oil patch. So these are just boxes that I've taken and used. Looks like a mess, but these are little DC to DC converters that take Normally when you've got something plugged into the wall, you've got something like this little, what we call a wall wart, or a little transformer down here. Well, they're not very efficient, and when you're on off-grid, you got to be as efficient as you can. So I cut those off, because they all take AC voltage, convert it to DC, and output it at whatever voltage. So on these in here, sorry, I cut those off, wire them in directly to my battery bank, and you can see I've got one sitting at 5.1 volts, one at 17.9, one at 5.3, and one at 5.2. So 3 5-volt supplies basically, and an 18-volt supply. And I can adjust those to whatever I want. I got others I can add or subtract depending on what I'm running off of them. This mess here is kind of under construction. This is, that is my generator start stuff. I'm just in the middle of kind of changing the way I do things with that. I'll explain that kind of on a separate thing, so I won't bore people that aren't interested in it. I might be already there, I'm guessing. Anyway, just a whole bunch of various things. So then we move in and we have a little pantry full of foodstuffs, dry goods, etc. Into the, on my left, I'll close the door here. This, gotta get way back with this thing, boy. Let me see here. Back here is the bathroom. So, barn door. What we did was took a, kind of went with the blue spruce and galvanized steel look, and we have a horse tub as a horse watering trough as a tub. I built this shower curtain out of galvanized pipe, just bent it, added, you know, taps and whatnot. This is a, you know, got a mirror, sink and whatnot, and the galvanized all around. We do have a porta potty in here. That's all it is. It's not built-in plumbing, just porta potty. Sharon uses it every now and then, and I just empty it when I need to. And then just a bit of shelving in the corner. So that all works pretty good. There's a bunch of trim to be finished in there. We actually put some flooring in there, but out here is still OSB. And on that note, this entire floor in here does have in-floor heating, although at the moment it's not hooked up. When I built the building, I installed it. But the direct vent propane boiler, I had to run it. It just didn't really do the job. So anyway, we have a propane range. Thanks, Dave, for that. Medicine cabinet, I guess you'd call that, including up there some more, you know, the munchie cabinet, got the potato chips and stuff, got the invaluable Instant Pot. I use it for so much down here, it's crazy. It's just, it's so nice to have one pot meals. If you haven't used one, get one. This is our Berkey water filter, so any water that we get from the well next door, we haul water in, and by the way, the water is all stored in here. This is a big cage tote, holds 1,000 liters of water, and it's run through a water pump. And again, because it stays warm in here, we can leave water in there all winter. The water out of the well is perfectly fine to drink. It's excellent water, but because we move it in totes that bugs could get in, I try not to let that happen, but there's, you know, there's fire hoses that may be on the ground and stuff, so we typically run all our drinking water through this Berkey. Now Berkey has got, this one's got 4 activated charcoal filters in it. You pour the water in the top and you have a spigot that comes out the bottom. Just can't say enough good about a Berkey. You can put food coloring in the top and it won't come out the bottom. It's that good. So you can actually, they say, if you never tried it, but they say you can put swamp water in it, put some bleach in the top, and it will filter out everything, including the bleach in the bottom. And I'm not going to try that. So a little sink, kitchen, cupboards, etc. Shelves I built that apparently are now knick-knack shelves. You know how that goes. Whiteboard, we just write things, the to-do list, things I got to check on a daily basis, whatnot. A little RV fridge I picked up. Another good story behind that. It was kind of for free off Kijiji. Guy didn't think it worked, but turns out he didn't know how to use it. Good for me. Just a bunch. I'm going to build some shelves in here for all these totes and stuff. And there's the valuables there, the toilet paper. We are set in the toilet paper department. Washer and dryer was natural gas. I converted it to propane. Works fantastic. And you're saying, how the heck do you get in there? Well, this whole unit here is on casters. So we only do laundry maybe once every 2 weeks. So we'll just take this, roll it out over there, and then we can get it to washer and dryer and do our laundry. Miscellaneous storage up on top there. This unit is, again, this is another Platinum unit, burner management unit. So this down here is a direct vent propane heater. So typically the way it works is you hook it up to a source of propane, you light it, it has a standing pilot, and there was a knob here, and the knob's not even there anymore. It's been highly modified, and you would just set it wherever you want, low, medium, high, whatever, and it turns on and off as need be. The problem with a standing pilot is they use an incredible amount of propane over time, and when this is going to be heated all winter, it really added up. It used a lot of propane. So, being in the burner management business, I modified it. I took out the gas valve and controls that were in that, and I added this. Wake it up here. It's been asleep for a while. There we go. Oh, it's actually on. The heater's actually on right now. Okay, so that tells me that the flame is at 100%. So the pilot is on right now. What this thing does is it allows me to stop. There you go. I stopped my heater. Now if I hit run, see it says counting down, wait 13 seconds. And what it will do is it looks at a bunch of safety devices. It purges air out of the lines. And then it will, when it comes down here, oops, jeez. It will, you look in there. Oh, you could hear it, but you can't. Oh, I don't know. It's off. You can see it in there. Now the pilot's lit, so it's automatically sparks it. There's a couple of gas valves back in here that I've added, and they control the flow of gas to both the pilot and to the main burner. So it will light the pilot, prove that it's lit. I want to explain how it does that. And then once it's happy, everything's good, it opens the main valves and turns the heater on. When it's done heating up the room, right now it's controlled by this thermostat. It will then turn off the main gas valve and the pilot, so I'm not wasting all that propane. Now, I have two different thermostats hooked up to this. One is the one on the wall, and one is on the bottom of this white pipe here. It goes down near the floor. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. And it is controlled by this module in here. It's set at, oops, that's not what I want to do. Hang on a second. Set at 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So what that does is when I leave here, I turn off this thermostat that's set at 70. Well, it's a programmable one, but I turn it off and I turn that one on, and it keeps the building at 40 degrees. Before I come down from home, I used that Wi-Fi switch I showed up on the wall to put this thermostat back into the circuit, and then it automatically transfers control to this thermostat, so now I'm back up on a program. Typically it's 70 degrees during the day and 65 at night or something. I don't remember. I'd have to look. So it works really well. Allows us to turn the heat up before we come down, which is really handy. The other building that I'll show you later, oops, I think I'm zoomed here. The other building does not, I can't control it remotely. Not yet. That's coming. We do have an air conditioner in behind here that can hook up through the roof. We seldom use it. And way in the back there is our water heater, direct vent water heater, microwave, everything. Oh, we also have an ice maker here, so we can actually make ice cubes. We typically do that on a bright sunny day while the sun's shining, the solar's generating maximum power, and that will allow us to switch back around here. Oops, did I shut off? No. That will allow us to make ice for free. Just the sun. Making ice with the sun. What a concept. What a concept. So anyway, that's kind of, I think, the gist of what's in here. This building was built super insulated. It's got 8-inch thick walls, I think, with offset studs. So the internal studs and the external studs don't line up, so there's no thermal bridging between the inside and the outside wall. Makes it very efficient to heat in the winter. Takes very little propane. Other than that, I think that's about it. Like I say, there is in-floor heating in here. One of these days I'd like to get all that hooked up, but projects. There's also a door I can install here. So in the winter, if I want, I can close this section off, which has got our water in it, our fridge and stuff, and the heater's in here. So then it only heats this part of the building rather than the whole building. The problem with that right now, we're not using it is because our pantry is out in this half, and we have canned goods I'd have to move every time. So that's all on the list. Get some more shelving built, change the pantry. Actually, this was all supposed to be a temporary kitchen in here. I'm going to switch back the other way again. We'll go outside for a second. My batteries are down in the bottom here, by the way. So this building was supposed to be, eventually, the plan was to connect it to the other building. The plan was going to, sorry, I'm playing with the menus here. There we go. Jack this building up to the same height as this building, join the two together with a doorway from there into here, move the kitchen up to between the two, and then keep that back room as storage and a bigger pantry. Just in case we ever got stuck here in, I don't know, say a pandemic or something. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. Oh, look, sun's shining, and look who's sitting by the fire. I'll introduce you to my wife, Sharon, who does not want to be on camera.
Yeah, that's fair warning, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. This is Sharon. Sharon, this is everybody.
Cheers.
There you go. That's not a beer. That's a pop.
Same thing, different name.
Yeah. So anyway, turn back around, hit the button there. Anyway, that's a quick tour of the mechanical room. I'll try to see how long it takes to upload that video now. And then we'll give you a tour of inside our little cabin. Very small, very cozy. We have a little wood stove in there I think a lot of people will be interested to see. And then we'll go from there. There's a few other interesting things around I'll share with you. Anyway, everybody, I was reading the news this morning. It's getting scarier. So everybody stay isolated and stay safe.